Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition, now not really, of Unbreakable podcast. Oh, Blueberry Tuesday, Wednesday, February 26th. Hump day. I love you, da da da. I love you, Susie. Da, 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 da. Why do I play this great old song? Because today is that Fats with an S. Fats Domino's birthday. Happy birthday, Fats Domino. Up there in heaven. Rock and roll heaven. Listen, what a good song, huh? You know, this song was voted number 83 by Rolling Stone magazine of the 500 greatest rock and roll songs of all time. 83, wow. Fats Domino. What a great recording artist. You know what? His record, The Got Fat Man, was the first rock and roll record to sell 1 million copies. And many artists, from Elvis to the Beatles, all say Fats Domino had a big influence on it. And he was raking in big money by the late 50s. He had straight of big hits, including Ain't That a Shame. Remember that? The man was making like $500,000 a year. And that was big money back then. In the 50s, $500,000. But he was touring a lot. Oh, that's it, short song. Out of 364, 365 days a year, Fats Domino was on the road 340 days of the year. Wow. So he really earned his money. He did Las Vegas stints. He toured around the world. He had the rolling boogie woogie style on the piano, you know. And they said that, you know, what his real name was Antoine. That you're the inventor of rock and roll. I mean, you're the king of rock and roll. That's what Elvis called him. Elvis said, "I'm not the king. This man here." Fats Domino was in his audience. The first time Elvis appeared in Las Vegas, Fats Domino was there. And Elvis pointed him out after the show and said to the press, "No, there's the real king. Well, right there. The fat man himself, Fats Domino." Fats Domino said, "You know, I don't know why you keep saying I invented rock and roll. I've been playing this in New Orleans for years. It's really rhythm and blues, but it's got that little rolling piano thing. And if you talk to anybody, if you would have talked to Elvis back in the day, the Beatles, they would all say rock and roll started with R&B music." So the big fat man, he would have been 103 years old today. Yeah, yeah. He died back in 2017, back in New Orleans. Yeah, even through all of his fame, he always lived in the same house in New Orleans where he spent most of his time until Hurricane Katrina. Remember Hurricane Katrina back in 2004? They thought, because he refused to leave the house because his wife was really sick, they thought he died in Hurricane Katrina. It turned out he didn't die, he was rescued. And then the family moved to a suburb of New Orleans. But he always knew his roots, New Orleans. And that's Domino. Would have been 103 today, huh? Huh? All right, well, listen. We finally know who the rat was. The rat. Remember I told you about this push tush thing? And these other teams, what they're bitter. They're bitter. God, talking about bitter. Oh, hatred for the Eagles. The Eagles have so much success with the push tush. Well, it helps to have a quarterback who can bench press 600 pounds, you know? Uh, but these other teams would outlaw it. And now that the owners are gathering and having meetings and making new rules and changing rules, and they're going to vote on it. But they need 2/3 approval to outlaw the push tush. I don't think so. I think it's stay. It's a football play. It's just like a quarterback sneak. You're just giving the quarterback a little help there, pushing them. And I think the other team are just jealous and bitter because they can't figure out how to do it. They try to do it, they can't do it because our quarterback is strong. Our offensive line is strong. So they can't do it. They don't know how to stop it. So they want to outlaw. And there was one team who put in the formal bid or whatever you call it, complaint, bitching, let's call it bitching. One team. And at first we didn't know who it was. Guess who it was? We found out who it was. We'll never believe. I thought it was going to be that type of the Cowboys. I thought it was going to be the Commanders because Washington could not stop the Tush push in the playoffs. Remember, they kept jumping over the line, and it was ridiculous down the goal line. And the referee said, well, if you keep this up, I'm going to award the Eagles the touchdown. I'm just going to give it to them. But no, it was, I let it slip. The Packers, the Green Bay freaking Packers, were the team that issued the complaint. What the hell? What did the Eagles ever do to the Packers? Other than they beat them in the NFL championship game we got played. The only time Vince Lombardi lost the championship game was the Eagles. But, you know, why the Packers? What the hell is wrong with you guys? What did the Eagles have? You know what? The Eagles go up to Green Bay this year. We won't know when. Well, the schedule comes out sometime in May. So it's still going to be a couple months until we know when the Eagles play up there. We do know that they're going up to Green Bay this season. And if I were the Eagles, I would run that damn play as much as you could, just to get under the Packers' skin. Say, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. We still have it, and we're going to use it. Every time we need a first step, every time we're near the goal line, we're going to use the push tush, and we're going to push our way in and ha ha to you. See that at Eagles Super Bowl champions. There you go. So they stinking rotten Green Bay Packers. What the hell, huh? I would have never thought the Packers. I mean, why the Packers? Why? I want to know why. Ugh. That is ridiculous. Today's fact of the day. Okay, from a handy candy version. A fox uses its tail to communicate with the other foxes. Well, I guess it's true. I guess, you know, maybe if the fox wants to know, you want to go out to dinner tonight, he makes his tail into like a question. Boing, boing. I don't know. But the tail has a lot to do, you know. Whatever. So I guess that's about it. There's not much else going on. Phillies are still down in Florida, still playing the spring training games, getting ready to come up north in about a month or so. And go at it, boys. You know, the Phillies are still. Why are the Atlanta Braves favored to win the National East? Why? What the hell? All this things Atlanta Braves, people bowing down to the Braves. What the hell? Why? The Phillies won the division. The Braves have had a lot of injuries, and you got the excuses. Well, the Braves had a lot of injuries. Okay, maybe they did. How do they know these guys are going to come back? Spencer Strider had Tommy John surgery on his elbow. How do we know when he's going to come back and whether he's going to be like he used to be? Ronald Acuna Jr. had a surgery on his knee again. Do we know he's going to be back? No. The Braves lost Max Fried, to the Yankees in free agency. That's a big loss for them. I don't care. It's a big loss. So why are these people? I even saw one sports writer pick the Braves to win the World Series. Really? The Braves win the World Series? Now, they have a good team, don't get me wrong. Atlanta seems to always have good teams. But to win the freaking World Series? No, 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 no. We're going to talk more and more baseball as the weeks go on, as spring trading progresses. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the divisions and who's going to win and who's going to not win. But I still like the Phillies in the division because they have the best pitching. But when it comes down to it, pitching is the name of the game. You can talk about all these analytics crap and it was launch angle and all that. But when push comes to shove, like the brotherly show and the Tush push, it comes down to pitching, especially when you get into pitching. And the Phillies have the best pitching in the division. They still have Noah, Wheeler, Sanchez, Ranger, and the now Jesus Luzardo, the new guy. Andrew Painter, probably mid-season will be ready to help. So I don't get all these people. The Mets, what the hell? The Mets got hot at the end of last year. And to their credit, they knocked us out in the playoffs. But the Mets didn't do anything during the offseason other than get Juan Soto, big whoop, Juan Soto. Okay, well, Juan Soto's really good. But what about their pitching, right? Yeah. Anyway, we'll have a lot to talk about baseball in weeks ahead. And I'd be surprised that what I feel is who's going to contend this year and who really might get to the World Series this year. You may be surprised. Because I am. I'm surprised at what I'm thinking too. But anyway, and just in case you want a little torture in your life, maybe you haven't had enough pain and suffering in your life. The Sixers to so if you want to put the knife in and twist it, watch the Sixers because they're 10-point underdogs up in New York playing the Knicks, the Knickerbockers. And one would think that they would lose their 8th game in a row today. One would think, pathetic. I have no words. But the Flyers, 3 games in a row they won, since they came back off of this 4-nation little tourney there, which was actually kind of fun compared to the All-Star game. The Flyers haven't lost. So, they're going to make a little push there to get into the playoffs themselves, right? So, there you go. So, go Fly guys. Fly guys. And it's getting warmer here in Pennsylvania. It's supposed to get up near 60 degrees today. Now, this is going to be like a roller coaster thing here at the end of April. End of February. We're not in April yet. One day warm, one day cold. One day warm, one day cold. In fact, Saturday, get this, 60 degrees. Sunday, 38 with the wind chill factor in the 20s. Crikey. Well, the old saying, March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. Yeah. And I guess that's true. March is always such an unpredictable month, The winds, the odds and change, the winds or whatever shit seriously. Whatever. Anyway. But hey, I look at it this way. The worst part of winter is behind us, right? Can we get more snow? Sure. We've had some blizzards in March, but I'm still saying, the sun, it's science. Well, the sun is too high in the sky anymore. You can actually get a sunburn from the sun. And we're going to be changing the clocks into daylight savings times. So I think the worst part of the virus, we have all spring to look forward to. The weather's going to be getting warmer. Baseball's going to start. The flowers are going to be coming up. The dogwood trees and the trees are going to be blue. Everything's going to be spring green. And everything will be mating outside. The birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and up the bell. Anything go blue. Remember that old song? Bobby Wella. That was a good song back in the 60s. The birds and the bees. And it's true. It's true. Bobby, mating, and all these animals will be coming out of hibernation. And I'll be coming out of hibernation too, because I leave the house more than once a week. Other than to go grocery shopping. That's the big highlight now. I mean, you get to be like 187 years old like me. The highlight of your week is going to the grocery store. Or just wheeling down the ramp to get the mail. That's a big highlight too, you know it? It's like, oh, we got the mail, I'm pooped. I gotta go take a nap. Lordy Lord. All right, that's enough of this. So everybody have a great day, huh? Peace and love. Have a happy hump day. And I'll be back tomorrow. I'm planning on a movie classic for a week, probably tomorrow. So celebrate the Oscars, huh? Huh? Oscars or Sunday. Sunday, the big Oscar show. Let's tune in and see if anybody gets slapped this year, huh? Yeah, well, that's it. Okay, everybody, peace and love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Y'all come back now, yeah? Woo! Woo! Hey, did you do that yesterday? Did you go to the dining room table at dinner time and say, "Wow, these pork chops are good. This chicken's woo!" It was, just in case you didn't see the show, it was Ric Flair's birthday, and that's his trademark. When he was wrestling, woo, woo. So I said, well, let's all go to the dinner table tonight. Go out to eat. Give your order to the waiter, and then say, "Woo, I'm waiting for dinner." Just use "woo" a lot. It seems to perk you up and cheer you up, especially since spring. All right, bye.